Namaskar, Jai Shri Krishna. Worshipping text 1, text 2 and text 3 of chapter 1, genealogical table of the daughters of Manu of 4th Canto, the creation of the 4th order of Srimad Bhagavatam. Text 1, Maitreya Uvacha, Manostu Shatarupayam Tisra Kanya Shracha Jadnire Akutira Devahuti Shracha Prasuti Riti Vishrutaha. Shri Maitreya said Swayambhuva Manu begot 3 daughters in his wife Shatarupa, and their names were Akuti, Devhuti and Prasuti. First of all, let us offer our respectful obeisances unto our spiritual master, Om Vishnupad Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada, by whose order I am engaged in this Herculean task of writing commentary on the Srimad Bhagavatam as the Bhaktivedanta purports. By his grace, we have already finished 3 cantos and we are just trying to begin the 4th canto. By his divine grace, let us offer our respectful obeisances unto Lord Chaitanya, who began this Krishna's conscious movement of Bhagavad Dharma 500 years ago. Through his grace, let us offer our obeisances to the 6 Goswamis, and then let us offer our obeisances to Radha and Krishna, the spiritual couple who enjoy eternally in Vrindavan with their cowherd boys and damsels in Vraja Bhumi. Let us also offer our respectful obeisances to all the devotees and eternal servitors of the Supreme Lord. In this 4th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, there are 31 chapters, and all these chapters describe the secondary creation by Brahma and the Manus. The Supreme Lord himself does the real creation by agitating his material energy, and then by his order, Brahma, the first living creature in the universe, attempts to create the different planetary systems and their inhabitants, expanding the population through his progeny like Manu and other progenitors of living entities who work perpetually under the order of the Supreme Lord. In the first chapter of this 4th canto, there are descriptions of the 3 daughters of Swayambhuva Manu and their descendants. The next 6 chapters describe the sacrifice performed by King Daksha and how it was spoiled. Thereafter, the activities of Maharaj Dhruv are described in 5 chapters. Then in 11 chapters, the activities of King Prithu are described, and the next 8 chapters are devoted to the activities of the Pracheta kings. As described in this first verse of this chapter, Swayambhuva Manu had 3 daughters named Akuti, Devhuti and Prasuti. Of these 3 daughters, one daughter, Devhuti, has already been described along with her husband Kardam Muni and her son Kapil Muni. In this chapter, the descendants of the first daughter Akuti will specifically be described. Swayambhuva Manu was the son of Brahma. Brahma had many other sons, but Manu's name is specifically mentioned first because he was a great devotee of the Lord. In this verse, there is also the word Cha, indicating that besides the 3 daughters mentioned, Swayambhuva Manu also had 2 sons. Text 2. Akutim ruchaye pradati bhratru matim drupaha Putrika dharma mashritya shatarupanu moditaha. Akuti had 2 brothers, but in spite of her brothers, King Swayambhuva Manu handed her over to Prajapati Ruchi on the condition that the son born of her be returned to him as his son. This he did in consultation with his wife Shatarupa. Sometimes a sonless person offers his daughter to a husband on the condition that his grandson be returned to him to be adopted as his son and inherit his property. This is called Putrika Dharma, which means that by execution of religious rituals, one gets a son, although one is sonless by one's own wife. But here we see extraordinary behavior in Manu, for in spite of his having 2 sons, he handed over his first daughter to Prajapati Ruchi on the condition that the son born of his daughter be returned to him as his son. Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comments in this connection that King Manu knew that the Supreme Personality of Godhead would take birth in the womb of Akuti. Therefore, in spite of having 2 sons, he wanted the particular son born of Akuti because he was ambitious to have the Supreme Personality of Godhead appear as his son and grandson. Manu is the lawgiver of mankind, and since he personally executed the Putrika Dharma, we may accept that such a system may be adopted by mankind also. Thus, even though one has a son, if one wants to have a particular son from one's daughter, one may give one's daughter in charity on that condition. That is the opinion of Shri Jiva Goswami. Text 3. Prajapatiha sa रुचिस्त श्याम जी जनत मिथुनम ब्रह्म वर्चस्वी Paramain Samadhina. Ruchi, who was very powerful in his Brahmanical qualifications and was appointed one of the progenitors of the living entities, begot one son and one daughter by his wife Akuti. The word Brahma Varchasvi is very significant. Ruchi was a Brahman and he executed the Brahmanical duties very rigidly. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, Brahmanical qualifications are control of the senses, control of the mind, cleanliness within and without, development of spiritual and material knowledge, simplicity, truthfulness, faith in the Supreme Personality of Godhead, etc. There are many qualities which indicate a Brahmanical personality, and it is understood that Ruchi followed all the Brahmanical principles rigidly. Therefore, he is specifically mentioned here as Brahma Varchasvi. One who is born of a Brahman father but does not act as a Brahman is called in Vedic language a Brahma Bandhu and is calculated to be on the level of Shudras and women. Thus, in the Bhagavatam, we find that Mahabharata was specifically compiled by Vyasa for Sri Shudra Brahma Bandhu. Sri means woman, Shudra means the lower class of civilized human society, and Brahma Bandhu means persons who are born in the families of Brahmanas but do not follow the rules and regulations carefully. All of these three classes are called less intelligent. They have no access to the study of the Vedas, which are specifically meant for persons who have acquired the Brahmanical qualifications. This restriction is based not upon any sectarian distinction but upon qualification. The Vedic literatures cannot be understood unless one has developed the Brahmanical qualifications. It is regrettable, therefore, that persons who have no Brahmanical qualifications and have never been trained under a bona fide spiritual master nevertheless comment on Vedic literatures like the Srimad, Bhagavatam and other Puranas. For such persons cannot deliver their real message. Ruchi was considered a first-class Brahman. Therefore, he is mentioned here as Brahma Varchasvi, one who had full prowess in Brahmanical strength. Hare Krishna.